had a Pink Floyd phase for long enough to listen to their most famous one. And then I was like, this is not my thing.
I remember, I can't remember the name of the song, like the actual name of the song.
Is it Dark Side of the Moon?
It is. But I can't remember what the name of the song is.
Brick in the Wall?
No. It's not Lunatic, but it's not named after the lyric either. But it was on the radio, and I looked at Birdman and I was like, who is this? And he goes, like I was triviaing him. I was like, who is it? Name that band. And he's like, I was like, come on. And then he goes, I'll see you on the dark side of the moon. And he's like, I don't remember what he said, but he said like, Def Leppard or something that really pissed me off. I was like, what did you just fucking say?
That's valid, though.
Ugh.
That's not even the same genre.
No. Or like he might have said Tom Petty or something, but I was just like,
still not the same genre.
Yeah, like, I mean, Tom Petty is at least closer.
Yeah.
It's like a step in the right direction. But, I was pissed. I was like, what did you just fucking say?
Jason keeps asking me.
Brain Damage.
Oh.
Is the name of the song.
Jason keeps asking me if I had a song, and we did, but I don't remember what it was called or the name of the band, but I could sing it.
Yeah.
But he keeps asking me, and I'm like, I don't know, buddy. I don't want to talk about this shit. That's
I don't know, man.
Trash.
I'm gonna pull up. So, I wanted to talk about the concert.
Yes. We should do an intro first.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Happy Peace Podcast, where we're just peas in a pod. I'm Stephanie.
I'm MJ.
And we're talking about things that generations have ruined. But we're going to start with our concert.
We ruined the economy with avocado toast.
Avocado toast. It's an avocado.
Also, yes, I did get my hair cut and dyed.
It's so pretty.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Craig didn't notice when we walked out for the concert.
He did look at me a little funny, though.
Did he?
Yeah.
He was probably trying to pinpoint what it was, but I was like, oh my gosh, her hair's so cute. And he was like, did she cut her hair? And I was like, yeah, like in a big way. I was like, uh-huh.
And it's red for the first time in probably 10 years.
But we went and saw Zizi Ward. Mm-hmm. It was super fun.
It was. She's very talented.
She's amazing.
Yeah.
I, like, you know how sometimes you hear somebody on an album, mm-hmm. and then you go see them at concert, and you're like, bummer.
Yeah.
I was a little worried.
That's valid.
I don't remember the name of the girl that opened for her. Lainey something. Lonnie?
I don't know. She was really good.
She was really good.
I was a little worried about her political views, though.
A little bit, yeah. Just kind of...
Cause she was country.
Daughter of a gun.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, she had an amazing voice.
It was beautiful. And what was a bummer was I liked the song up until she said, I'm a daughter of a gun. I was like,
No.
I don't know what that means, but I'm getting a weird feeling about it. Lainey Gardner was her name.
She sang Fleetwood Mac better than Fleetwood Mac.
Dude, it was so... Did you hear the lady behind us? It was like... She's like, oh my gosh, she sounds so different because Stevie Nicks has like a come fuck me voice. And this girl has a I'm gonna fuck you voice. And I was just like, what's happening back there?
I have a will you please shut the fuck up voice.
Yeah, it just kind of shocked me. I was like, what? But let's see, we went out and got pizza. So this was my first, like, kind of pop concert. I've exclusively been to rock shows.
This was not pop.
It's the closest thing to pop. She's like blues pop.
I would say she's blues rock.
Okay, fair enough.
And
but
some
country. I mean, like, Disturbed and System of a Down and 3 Days Grace.
I still wouldn't consider her
Foo
pop.
Fighters. No. But, like, the rock shows that I've been to have been, like... that's gonna suck later. Have been like big yelling concerts, and this okay. And I don't even want to say this is my first lady concert because I've seen Flyleaf a handful of times.
No, fuck them though.
I mean, they're a Christian band. What do you expect?
They're not only a Christian band, but they're like a cult band.
That doesn't surprise me.
I can't say shit though because I liked Relient K for a really long time.
Basically, my mom didn't have anybody to go to concerts with, so she just dragged me to every concert she went to, so she wasn't alone. So I've been to 3 Days Grace 5 times. I've been to Flyleaf 3 times. I've been to Nickelback. I did go to Ozfest. My first concert was Ozfest, which was pretty sick. But this was like my first kind of like, I can dance to this type of thing, you know? And I did. I was stubborn about it. My feet were on fire, but I was like, I'm dancing. I don't care.
It's funny that you say that because I was sitting there, like, when AJR released tickets to their show, I was like, oh, if I have the money for this, which I don't because getting your hair done is expensive, but if I had the money, I would have bought tickets. They were only like $74.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, so ZZ Ward's tickets were $25.
Yeah, which is great.
Crazy. I was like, even if she sucks, I'm going.
Yeah.
And she doesn't. She's fabulous.
She's
I
great.
actually bought all of her albums right after we left.
Oh.
Like, I just went onto the Apple store and it was like, boop, 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 boop. It cost more than the concert did to buy her albums.
I mean, so did the beanie that I got, but like
Right.
that was worth it. And it was also like...
And she started her own label, so you're supporting her.
Yeah.
So that's really cool.
Also, like, it was the cost of a beanie from an artist.
Well, and I think they get most of their money off their merch, don't they?
I don't know.
Generally, because their concert tickets don't go very much to them, and their albums don't go very much to them, so it's mostly their merch.
I'm gonna check this real quick because it's Kyle and I worry. Oh.
What is it?
He beat Boulder's Gate for the first time.
Oh, fun.
But he sent me the credits, and one of the credits is my dad, Jerry Roy.
Oh, that's really sweet.
Oh, and it says my dog Fawns.
Oh. Billy's like, is this for me? Are you eyeing for how cute I am?
Oh, my loved dog and best friend Gandalf.
Oh, that's so sweet. I imagine that dog being like a white schnauzer thing. Okay, I mean, the microphone's not picking up his lick noise. I'm like, I'm sorry for everyone.
I feel like telling people that my dog's name is Siri, they would not picture Siri. Because in the book, she has, like, bright green eyes and, like, ashen hair. Yeah. And Siri looks like a tiger in a horse's body, but a dog.
She's so cute.
She's the love of my life. And
let's see. I wore a pair of high heels for the first time. Oh. The video just dropped to my computer. Awesome. I decided that a concert would be the best time to break in a pair of shoes.
No.
And you wore your Taylor Swift boots.
I did. They are 6-inch heels, and I don't... Like, that is my first time wearing heels in years. More so, like, even when I wore heels, I only wore them out. I never... Like, it was 90% tennis... 95% tennis shoes, 5% heels. So, 6-inch heels... There's a bruise on my foot, by the way.
Is there a bruise now? Because you had blisters.
I had blisters, and now there's a bruise. And this foot is still just, like, a tiny bit swollen.
Oh, Lord. I had perfect little matching blisters on my ring toes. Mm-hmm. Specifically, I can guarantee it from dancing. Mm-hmm. But I wear heels, like, every other day to work. But I also work in an office, so I have the option of sitting down all day if I want. But it was a lot of fun.
It was.
I was a little worried because you were like sitting down that you weren't having fun. So I was like, do you want to leave?
No, I was having a lot of fun. I was just like, my feet were done.
Oh man, chairs would have been so cool.
Yeah.
They need so many more chairs.
Yeah. I'm going to say next time I'm wearing tennis shoes.
Oh, yeah.
Because I can't.
Yeah.
I tried dancing and my feet were like, what the fuck do you think you're doing?
Excuse you, bitch.
And then when I got home and I started walking towards the back door, my ankles were like, no, bitch, we're not fucking doing this anymore. I had to like lean on the counter and the walls to get to my room.
I don't think I told you. Well, so when I left the car, I was like, I can't walk. I'm going to run to the door.
No, you told me that before you left the car.
Well, like, I was like, it's going to be the same number of steps. It's just going to get out of the way. I was so wrong for doing that. Like, running, it was such a mistake. It was awful.
I'm not done wearing those shoes, but I am done wearing them for a long time.
You should probably wear, like, double socks for a while to, like, make space inside of them, maybe? I don't know.
I think the issue is that so all of the heels that I've had up until those ones are platforms. So they have a lot of support in the heel. Those don't have a lot of support in the heel, so I'm mostly on the balls of my feet.
Yes. Yeah, that was the problem.
So I think I just need to get used to wearing shoes like that, but also not wear them for like hours
Yeah, we were in them for a long time. And we walked around, like we went and got food. We walked around Target. We parked across the street from the venue, and then we stood in the venue for 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but it was a lot of fun.
It was.
I'm like, I want to go to more concerts.
Yes.
Especially if they're $25 a ticket.
Yeah. Yeah, we gotta find the right ones. I've been looking, and I'm like, there's everyone that I want to see is either sold out. Like, I don't remember.
Yeah.
Coheed and Cambria is coming to town, which like they're on my bucket list.
They sold out so fast.
They're on my bucket list. I need to sign up for their pre-sale next time they come to town.
I'm going to set a 15-minute timer so that I can check the camera to make sure that it's still recording because the last one cut off. Oh, I was going to say, so today we're talking about things that the generations have killed, but I wanted to be like, hey, annoying self-promo of we're on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify and on Patreon for $2 a month at patreon.com/happypeacepodcast.
Only the Patreon is charged, though. You don't have to pay for the rest of them.
You can also subscribe on Apple also for $2 a month to get the Patreon episodes audio only.
Oh. Nice.
Yeah, you get, so we post something like, comment, subscribe, follow, leave a review, and me. We upload every Sunday, and Patreon gets 2 Thursday videos a month, at least, if not more. So, promo. Done. Out. Sorry. So the table might become our new like regular place. We got backdrops. It's just a matter of hanging them up.
I also need to get a hemorrhoid pillow for when we start. Because
cool, great.
Because when my butt's in pain, sitting on the couch is fine, but sitting in those chairs is a little.
You should probably bring one for D&D then too.
Yeah. What I was gonna get is the little cat paw one.
I was like, we could put one of these on it. Whoa.
No, it's okay. I can get a pillow that's meant to sit on. I don't want to sit on one of your pillows.
Thank you.
I feel bad doing that.
I mean, Billy sits on them and drools on them and farts on them, so they're all pretty gross anyway.
They can be Billy's pillows.
But yeah, we've got a couple backdrops, so once those are hung, we're probably going to hang out at the table.
Yeah.
More?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yay!
I kind of want to show you the pillow I'm thinking of.
Do it. What year were you born?
Hi, my name's Taylor Swift, and I was born in 1989.
Woohoo! Hi, my name's not Taylor Swift, and I was born in 1991. Barely.
I saw this TikTok that was like, all the girlies who were born in 1989 and are fans of Taylor Swift, how do you feel about that? Because I think I would hate it, and I'm like, it's the best part of being born in 1989. I hate everything.
There's a fabulous album named after me.
Yeah. Like, here's the thing. I didn't choose to be born, and
I didn't choose this life.
I didn't choose this life. I didn't choose to be born, and like the best thing about my early life is that I was born the same year as Taylor Swift. So like, I'm cool with it.
So we are both millennials. And as everyone knows, millennials have ruined everything.
And we're super cringy.
Yes.
But I'm okay
What's
with
the
that.
word that Gen Z use? Chuggy? That word is disgusting. It feels like chunky coming out of my mouth.
Don't like chunky.
I hate it. So I found a list. I want to kind of cover a few generations, but I found a couple websites with lists of things that millennials have ruined. You're welcome. And the lists are so annoying.
I'm just gonna tell you, if I've ruined anything, I don't care.
So first on the list.
Was it 9/11?
Oh my god. You took that to such a dark place. New York. Because it was our fault. Surprise.
We were in middle school.
I was in elementary
No,
school.
I was trying to say elementary school.
I was like, I'm pretty sure I was in 4th grade. So the first thing on the list is napkins.
How the fuck did we ruin napkins?
Because we buy paper towels instead because we're casual diners.
Well, also, like, why buy two things when one thing works for both?
That's literally what it says. Paper towels are less formals, but millennials don't go for formality. So 56% of millennial surveys bought napkins in the last 6 months, but 86% bought paper towels, which, I mean, I guess that's a saying that 56% bought both, maybe. But I'm like, okay, if I'm being fancy, I have fabric napkins.
Yeah.
But, like, for regular dinner with, like, just me and Craig, it's paper towels.
Yeah.
I don't feel bad that, like, napkins are failing.
Excuse me.
Save big napkin.
But also, like, it's paper waste to use napkins
For real.
when you can use paper towels for both.
Yeah.
But also,
And, like, we have our fabric napkins for when napkins are applicable.
but also, like, the only argument that I would use is, like, tissues because they're softer than paper towels.
Yeah.
And when you have a cold, I'd rather not have my nose torn up by a paper towel.
Yeah, for sure. The next one is formal dress codes.
Oh, fuck that.
So, according to a survey, 40% of millennials look to Facebook founder Mark Zuckerberg, famous for wearing hoodies, jeans, and t-shirts, as their business role model.
Okay, but fuck that guy. I'm gonna say
Yeah.
fuck that guy, but also, like, with how much shit costs nowadays,
Yeah.
like, Nikes are more expensive than a lot of, like, heels and, like, dress shoes. So, yeah, if I'm gonna spend the money on fucking tennis shoes, you best bet I'm gonna wear fucking tennis shoes.
Yeah, the thing that I really take issue with on this particular bullet point, how many millennials are creating dress codes?
None.
Right. Yeah. I'm like there are millennials in management, but they're not high enough management to create dress codes. People creating dress codes are X or higher.
I feel like here's the thing. I feel like millennials, I just don't fucking care what you wear.
For real.
As long as you're doing your job, who the fuck cares?
Although, we were at the Nike store a couple weeks ago. Speaking of Nikes. I couldn't tell who the employees were because I swear to God they were all in pajamas. And Craig was like, they're in Nike wear. And I was like, okay, that kid's in basketball shorts and an extra, extra, extra large hoodie. The only reason I know he works here is because he's got a walkie-talkie.
That's valid.
Have some kind of, like, you know, I get it, wear, like, Nike wear, but, like, come on. Like, everybody who worked there were the most casual people there.
This.
Ooh, that's cute. And it's like a kitty cat hand.
Yeah, but black, or, like, gray, obviously, because it's cuter.
That is cute. The next one's casual dining restaurants.
What? Okay. Are we talking, like, Applebee's?
Yes.
Oh, okay. There are other locally owned casual dining restaurants. We don't want to support chains because they're ruining everything.
All right, so let me read this to you. Even though they want to be casual at dinner, that doesn't mean they want casual dining. TGI Fridays, Applebee's, Ruby Tuesday, and Buffalo Wild Wings, which have seen a 2.4% drop.
We don't like diarrhea. We all have IBS. We don't want to add to it.
Right. So someone said, if I want to go to an Applebee's, I would drive 20 minutes to get there, whereas I could go down the street and get a dinner from a local restaurant for the same price. And that's the thing. If we can support a chain or a local place, we're going to support the local place.
Better food, better quality, same price most of the time.
Yeah.
Also, like, Applebee's only has microwaves.
Yeah. So this is saying millennials also cook more at home. They're broke. They want better ingredients, more convenience, and they want to support local businesses. So millennials are ruining casual chain dining by wanting better, cheaper food. Yeah. And supporting local restaurants. Like, boo freaking who. The one thing I will say is I'm very sorry to all of the workers at those places who are just trying to pay their bills.
Yeah, that's valid.
The next one's large homes.
We all grew up in large homes. That shit's hard to clean.
We also can't afford them. We're broke as hell.
Yeah, but like when I think about like my dream home, it's not a fucking mansion.
Yeah.
It is just a manageable sized house on a fuck ton of property with animals.
Yeah. So Craig and I have talked about like quote unquote our ideal house. It's like our room, a guest room, a room for him, like his office, and a room for me, my office. 4-bedroom house. Probably 2 bathrooms, I would think.
What's up?
That's still a big house.
I'm gonna sleep on your guest bed a lot.
Do it.
I
want to have grown-up slumber parties.
Hell yeah.
Dude, I'm mad that you're like, oh, I'm gonna have a slumber party this weekend, and then you become an adult and you have the freedom to like drink and do shit.
Yeah.
And then you're like, no more slumber parties. It's juvenile. I'm like, I want to get drunk and have a slumber party with my friend and watch fucking movies and we can give each other proper, like, facials and shit and makeovers and stuff.
Yeah.
Properly.
Yeah.
Not just with shit that we found under the sink. Oh, I'm gonna put mayonnaise in your hair. Like, what?
Please don't put mayonnaise in my hair.
Apparently, like, that was a hair... I distinctly remember a bunch of us girls putting mayonnaise in our hair. Because it's, like, supposed to be really good for it or something.
My mom used to make me put egg yolks on my face because apparently it helped with breakouts. It did not.
So this says, oh, okay. So interest rates are hella high right now.
Mm-hmm.
But this says, whenever this was written, I'll find the date. Homeowner rates are lower than in previous generations. Like when, like 3% was like a historic low.
Mm-hmm.
So when rates got that low, it's like, oh, why aren't millennials buying a house? I'm like, it's because we can't afford to eat.
Yeah.
Let alone buy a house. What are you talking about?
The minimum wage hasn't been like.
Oh, so this was January 2023. So interest rates were not that low.
But also, like, here's the thing: minimum wage hasn't been raised since 2009. Most places it's still $7.25. People can barely afford to rent with one income. Like,
for real.
No.
Yeah. So when they're like, millennials are ruining large homes, I'm like, millennials don't have enough money for large homes. It's not our fault.
If I could afford, okay, so either like on my own, my dream house looks like a room for me, a room for Jason, an office room, and a living room and a kitchen.
Yeah.
A room, like a house with Kyle looks more like your and Craig's dream home.
Yeah.
But I want one level on a fuck ton of land so I can self-sustain and have a fuck ton of animals that make me happy. Like, do they have a use? Yeah. Are they gonna fulfill that use? Maybe. Can I, like, I want goats. I can make goat milk soap.
Yeah. For real.
Am I ever gonna kill the goats?
Dude, goat cheese, bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
the next 3 make me really mad. So, traditional marriage.
shit's expensive.
Yeah, so millennials are not only putting off buying houses, they're putting off or just never getting married. 46% of millennials aged 25 to 37 are married, compared to 67% of baby boomers and 57% of Gen Xers at the same age. Part of this might be because they aren't financially secure.
Whose fault is that, baby
Although,
boomers?
In many cases, this is shifting priorities as record high number of young people estimate to never marry. That could also be because we're knowing people whose parents are still together.
Yeah.
Your parents aren't divorced. You only have one Christmas. nerd.
I know.
Like, everyone's parents were divorced.
I know exactly. I have exactly one friend whose parents are still together. Everyone else's parents have been divorced.
The next one on the list, after millennials are ruining traditional marriage.
Also, one thing that you didn't cover on that is weddings are fucking expensive.
Weddings are so expensive.
And, like...
That doesn't get touched on in this particular...
Yeah, no, weddings are fucking expensive. And, like, honestly, even cheap weddings, like, the place... My dream place to get married, my dream place to elope to is still, like, $2,000 to rent for a wedding.
Yeah.
And that's on the cheap side.
Yeah. And then you have to feed everyone there.
You have to feed everyone. You have to buy a dress. You have to buy a ring. And, like, I understand...
Like, can I get married in somebody's backyard in, like, a white sundress, please?
Yeah. And, like...
For, like, $100.
There are definitely options for cheaper dresses and cheaper rings because I hate diamonds. Mm-hmm. If someone were to propose to me with a diamond, I would say, fuck no, you clearly don't know me with how much I hate... I'm not a base...
I would want a lab-grown diamond.
I wouldn't want a diamond. There are so many other pretty, like, gemstones.
Yeah. I've
like,
looked at, like,
moss,
opal ring, moss agates.
Yeah, moss agate. Moonstone. That's one of my birthstones. So pretty. Like, and, like...
I've looked at gemstone rings before, for sure.
Yeah, if you're gonna fork out money for a diamond ring, get me an alexandrite. Also, my birthstone.
So pretty.
So much more pretty. So much more rare. Like, I don't want a goddamn
it's got
diamond.
The colors in it.
Yeah.
Well, and the other thing too is like if you are gonna go with a gemstone, make sure that the person you're giving it to is either okay with it like changing color in the sun.
Yeah.
Or that it just doesn't.
Yeah.
Because some of them, like if you put it in a ring setting, as it gets exposed to light and stuff, it will change color or lose color. So just a word.
Yeah. But I'm not a...
Weddings are hilariously expensive.
Yeah. I'm not a picky bitch, but also, like, don't get me a diamond.
Yeah.
There are other more economical choices. But also, if you want to spend that fucking money on me, the tens of thousands of dollars, alexandrite.
If you're gonna... No. Craig, no. Do not spend more than, like, $1,000 on my ring.
No,
Don't.
I'm just saying, like...
like, if you spend $10,000 on a ring, that there's a good fucking chance I'm gonna lose. If I take it off, I'm putting it on a necklace. Yeah. Although, at this point, I don't... Like, when I worked in food service, it was like, what do I do if I get a ring? I can't wear a ring to work. Not a problem now.
Well, they make necklaces now.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like...
But, like... I'd
get a necklace and do that kind of thing. But, yeah, I'm like, don't spend that much money.
Don't spend that much money. But also, if you're going to spend the money and, like, get me something like diamond price, I don't want a diamond.
Yeah. The most expensive thing to me should be... Dresses are expensive. So, like,
yeah.
The most expensive thing should be the dress or the venue.
Yeah.
Or the food.
I would say I would sacrifice the ring.
The park I want to get married in is $5,000.
Yeah, I would sacrifice the cost of the ring, the cost of the dress, and the cost of the venue for food, because I like to shove my face full of delicious food.
Throw a great fucking party, dude.
or
with none of my family there.
Or sacrifice all of it and have a food fight.
You know what's funny is I was listening to a podcast and they were talking about like how unoriginal their name was. Mm-hmm. And she was like, well, if I had known that we were going to blow up, I would have picked a better name, but now I'm stuck with this shitty-ass name. And she's like, you know, when we first launched it, I kind of thought it's just going to be my family and a couple of friends. Whereas me, I'm like, boy, I hope no one I know ever listens to it, ever. If I do know you and you're listening, thank you. I appreciate your support. Unless you're one of my ex-boyfriends or one of her ex-boyfriends, then go away.
Please.
But, yeah, I'm like, I don't want my family to ever watch this because...
We shit talk a lot.
We do.
We don't shit talk. Well, we've shit talked some of my friends, but honestly, the friends that we've shit talked aren't friends.
Yeah, that's fair. So after traditional marriage, millennials are ruining divorce.
How do you ruin divorce?
Which doesn't. Well, yeah, right. But like, we're ruining divorce because we're not getting married. Divorce rates dropped 18%.
Isn't that a good thing? Isn't that what the Christians want?
No. Apparently not. Like, if we're supposed to get married young, because getting married young means a higher risk of divorce. So essentially what this is like divorce attorneys aren't getting as much work and they're not making as much money because people aren't fucking miserable.
Well, okay. And here's the thing. And Isaac, if you're finding out this way, you probably won't because I'm going to talk to you before this episode comes out. When I got divorced from my ex-husband, I didn't want anything from him. It wasn't a divorce in malice. We just didn't work. We were, I think, 21 when we got divorced. We were young. We were stupid. And we realized that, like, there was no hate between us.
Dude, I've been engaged 3 times. Like, being divorced is not a big deal.
Well, no, and, like, there was no malice, and I didn't want anything from him.
Yeah.
He didn't want anything from me. The most that we wanted for each other is for the both of us to, like, find happiness.
Yeah.
So.
Aww, that's nice.
Yeah, like.
Whereas, like, the divorce, quote unquote, because I wasn't married, but the divorce that I went through when I was 21 was, like, he kept everything.
Yeah.
He was like, I gave that to you as a gift. It's mine. I bought it. You gave that to me as a gift. It's mine. You gave it to me.
Yeah.
He kept the house that we bought, that I put all of the money in for. He kept the dogs that I bought, that I loved so much. He kept literally everything except for, like, my clothes, my dresser, and my treadmill.
Yeah. Yeah.
And me.
My son's father.
Lizard.
My son's father tried to keep a bunch of stuff, and, like, my dad asked about some of it, and so I was like, "Hey, can I have this back?" And he would be like, "Well, your dad gifted it to both of us," and I was like, "No, here's the text. My dad gifted it to me. Give it back."
Right. I did get a hamster from your baby daddy.
When? Oh,
I think
before.
it was his roommate's hamster that he just, like, gave to me. They were like, she's mean, she bites, she's nasty. And I was like, I want her. They're like, we don't even like her. I was like, I want her. What do you... They were like, I want your Mortal Kombat bookends. And I was like, done. I have 2 sets of those all fucking day. She was the sweetest little hamster. She would run around on my tummy. She was just... I loved her so much. They just neglected her, so she was nasty to them.
If it's the person that I'm thinking that it was, which it probably was, because I think he's only ever had one roommate, he's nicer than him.
Yeah.
But, like, he went through hobbies and animals like they were going out of style.
Yeah, he did. He was like, that's my roommate's hamster, but I don't care. I don't think he cares. And then his roommate was there and was like, no, she can have it. She bites me all the time. I don't like that hamster. And I was like, she never bit me ever.
Sounds like you problem.
She was lovely.
But yeah.
So after traditional marriage and after divorce comes engagement rings. Millennials are ruining engagement rings.
I probably has to do with the rant that I went on.
Well, and is it because of, like, we're not getting married?
We're not getting married.
So we're not getting rings.
But also, if we are getting rings, I know a lot of people who have the same stance that I do, where diamonds are just, like... No.
Yeah, well, and this says, like, millennials know all about the fact that diamonds are mined to finance wars and that the dollar reflects that. Diamonds, as I'm like, I would get a lab-grown diamond because I was worried about the blood behind it. Diamonds, both mined and lab-grown, are bad for the environment. So millennials have financial concerns on shelling out cash necessary for the stones and are more focused on paying for their wedding.
Yep.
One survey found that younger Americans think an engagement ring should cost less than $2,500. Agreed. I said $1,000.
Okay, so here's the thing. I bought this, which is technically an engagement ring. Like, that's how it's sold. It was $125.
Yeah, I think I got my engagement ring, my first one, at a pawn shop.
I bought this for myself because I knew that I
would buy myself one too.
I knew that I wasn't going to get engaged anytime soon. One of my favorite
You're just committing to yourself.
Exactly. And one of my favorite YouTubers, wives came out with, like, was designing jewelry. She designed this. I love her to death. It's Susie Burhow. She's Erin Hansen from Game Grumps' wife. She was designing jewelry. And so she came out with this. And I was like, I'm not getting engaged soon. Fuck it. I want it real bad. And then, like, a few years later, she started selling rings again.
That's so pretty.
And this is supposed to be the band. but they didn't
That's
have it in
so
my
pretty.
size. So I was like, I still want the other half of it, so I'm gonna buy the other half
Craig,
of
I'm a
it.
size 7.
And so like, I bought it in a bigger size, and I was like, fuck it, I'm not getting engaged or married soon.
Right.
Just get it from myself.
Hell yeah.
But like, even if someone were to, like, if someone had proposed to me with this, I would have cried because it is perfect, and it's $125.
Right.
And it was made in Japan by someone who does lost wax art.
Cool.
Yeah, and like, he's a small artist out of Japan. Like I said, he does a really cool like way of doing jewelry, and like, obviously, I don't know, I just everything about it I love.
The next one's dinner dates. Millennials are ruining dinner dates.
Because we're doing them at home.
Well, so it says this makes sense. Who wants to sit across from a stranger for 2 hours, especially when you're broke and the food you're eating is more expensive than just having a drink or coffee?
I would much rather coffee, because if the date's going bad, you can just be like, oh, my roommate's calling me, I gotta go, bye, and take your coffee with you.
Well, and that's what it says is like more millennials find, because of online dating, more millennials find dinner dates potentially awkward, and 72% of millennials have made a conscious decision to stay single for a period of time.
Also, let's be for fucking real here. A lot of us, men and women and non-binary folks, have eating disorders, and eating in front of people like gives
No
you
kidding.
severe anxiety.
Yeah.
So like, you know what doesn't give you anxiety? Drinking coffee in front of someone. Because guess
Going
what?
on a walk through a park.
Yeah, that's actually one of my favorite dates.
I love that.
And it costs nothing.
Yeah.
Unless it requires
And you just get to talk.
Yeah.
And there's like pretty stuff to look at, and like
Yeah.
it smells good. The next one's traditional hotels.
Because it's expensive.
Yeah. So, this says today's hotel chains are struggling to keep up with millennials who want a comfy bed to sleep in, plus communal space to hang out with guests. That's all they want. Comfort and community. So they're opting for Airbnbs.
Literally, yeah.
I'm like, dude, hotels suck.
If we were to go on like a double date vacation type thing,
We should.
Yes, I would much rather Airbnb, because then
Yes.
we just hang out at
We're
night.
just in a house. We
Yeah.
have a kitchen. We're just chill.
Oh my god.
We need to. Did I not set it? I'm gonna be so pissed.
I don't think you did. I think we talked about
I
it.
looked at it and
said it.
you like how I just handed that to you? Like, hold this, bitch.
That's because Jenna marbles. And so like, there was one time I was like, I'm bringing you food, and I was like, in my mind I said bitch, but I don't remember if I actually called him a bitch. And so I was like, did I call you bitch? And he was like, no.
Well, I meant to.
and I was like, if I ever do, I don't mean it offensive.
I love you.
I call everybody that I'm close to bitch, and it's not. It's a very affectionate term,
Right. My friend that I'm trying to get on an episode with us to talk about like body and eating issues. We shared an eating disorder in high school, and we used to call each other like, "Oh, what's up, you fat bitch? Look at you, you fat bitch!" And that's what we called each other. And I called the wrong girl that one day. She said something, and I was like, "Whatever, you beautiful, you fat bitch." And she was like, "I'm gonna kick your ass!" And I was like, "It's no, wait, you don't understand. You don't have the right frame of reference for it." It's a loving term.
If you ever called me a fat bitch, I would just be like,
"Whatever, you fat bitch."
or I would like grab my love handles or like my hip dips. I love my hip dips.
Hate my hip dips. I hate them.
I love my
I hate my whole body.
I love my hip dips, and it's because of a TikTok.
Ah.
Not very many women actually have hip dips,
Oh, really?
and like superheroes are like, some superheroes are drawn to have hip dips. So the fact that I have them, I'm like,
I'm hero.
sometimes I actually feel like one, but that's just my ego talking.
The next one is big box gyms. Millennials don't go in for big gyms that offer every piece of equipment. Instead, they want a tailor-made experience like that's unique to them as a community, such as like cycle or bar or whatever. And I was talking about this, I think, in the Patreon episode, that I was like, I'm not going to pay for spin class, but like maybe I'll get licensed as a spin instructor.
Yeah.
I just, I don't know, man.
Well, and here's the
Gyms are expensive and kind of dumb.
well, and
Did you see the next one?
yeah.
The next one makes me mad because it's so stupid.
My whole thing with gyms is like I go in there, I see all the equipment, I get overwhelmed when I know exactly what I want to work out on my body and I can find those workouts on YouTube.
Yup.
But also like the equipment that I want, not that expensive anymore.
No.
And I could just get it online.
Yep. And you
Like-
can just work out at home.
and-
And you can watch TV while you do it.
Yeah. And like there are certain things like yeah, I could do in a gym, but I could also do it outside and get some brain happy.
For real. Exercise is free.
Yeah.
Go for a run. Go for a walk. Go to the park and do push-ups or squats or lunges or whatever. Nobody's going to care.
Yeah. And if
You
they
don't
do
have to pay for it.
and if they do, mind your business.
Also, if I do like 25 push-ups, hooray for me. If somebody like 50 pounds heavier than me does 10 push-ups,
Go for them.
double hooray for them because
Yeah.
it's like it's harder. There's more, they're pushing up more, or squats or whatever. Like the larger you are, the harder that is to do. So like good for you. That's amazing.
So
Also, you don't need to lose weight. You're perfect the way that you are.
yeah.
we're two bitches that struggle with eating disorders. So
It's very
you know,
true.
What are you gonna say?
I do have to point out something.
Yeah.
So we were talking about exercise and running.
Yeah.
And this is what brought it up in my head. And when Taylor Swift is doing the Eras tour, I noticed that during one set, her backup dancers are doing the Naruto run, and it makes me laugh really hard.
I'm gonna lump the next couple together. We've got mayonnaise,
Mayonnaise is fucking gross.
American cheese,
Also fucking gross.
and cans of tuna.
also fucking gross.
The reason
Cat food.
is that essentially we want fresh fish,
Yeah.
we want real cheese,
Yeah.
and we don't like either we are making our own mayonnaise from eggs and lemon juice and olive oil and vinegar, or we're just like using mustard.
Mustard is delicious. Also, like, if you haven't discovered Kewpie yet, go to your local Asian market
Yeah.
and buy yourself some Kewpie. It's fucking fantastic.
It's-
I hated mayonnaise until I had Kewpie.
Okay, I'm gonna skip a couple of these. I'll just read over them real quick. Bar soap,
Yeah.
which clogs your drains,
And your pores.
right? Wine corks, which cork is not the best way to like. Screw tops are actually better for preserving the wine.
Also, like, I don't know. I have a bum wrist, so screw tops are easier.
Yeah, but like literally, the wine stays fresher under a screw top than it does. But it's traditional, so
Billy, your hair is stuck in my mouth.
that's weird. Motorcycles, and I'll tell you why. It's because whenever a motorcycle goes,
It's
I
a
look at
death
them and I
trap.
go, "Go fuck yourself."
I look at them and go, please be careful. You're going to die.
That too, they're dangerous. But whenever they're like, I'm like,
God, tiny pee-pee.
fabric softener, which is a scam. It actually makes your clothes less soft.
Also, I'm allergic to Downy, so that's just...
Doorbells, because they just text, "I'm here." So
Oh,
we are
yeah.
ruining doorbells.
Well, social anxiety is what's ruining doorbells.
Right.
And that's thanks, mom and dad boomers.
Razors.
Yeah, because it's a construct. I mean,
Well,
I still shave,
yeah.
but like,
It's like, oh, beards and razors are trendy. Or beards and mustaches. I'm like,
Well-
okay, but also like, why do you want me to be like a child?
yeah, fuck the patriarchy. Right now, I shave because it's a sensory issue.
For sure.
Like, if my legs get too hairy, I cannot handle the pokiness and the way that it feels. I will lose my mind.
The last one is breakfast cereal.
That's not true.
I love cereal.
I fucking love
I
cereal.
fucking love
I'm-
cereal. Like, if I buy a box of cereal, I will eat it in like 2 or 3 days because I would just be like,
Yeah.
pour. Oh, look, there's leftover milk. Put more cereal in the bowl. Oh no, there's leftover cereal. Put some more milk in there. Oh no, I'll have like 3 or 4 bowls of cereal at a time.
Yeah, it's delicious. But also maybe sugary cereal because I'm an old man
Yeah.
and I like I like the not sugary
Me too.
cereals.
And I've kind of always been that way.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, as a kid, I liked Cinnamon Toast Crunch and Lucky Charms and stuff. But as like a teenager, I was like, no, give me cornflakes, give me Special K, give me Kix, give me like
Yeah.
very lightly sweetened things.
Yeah. I will say
I've never been a huge fan of Cheerios. I think they smell weird.
I'm still a huge slut for Fruit Loops.
Ooh, I like Trix.
Yeah. But that's like the only one. Other than that, I will eat like Honey Bunches of Oats.
Uh-huh.
I really like
Ooh, you know what I consider a sweet cereal? Honeycomb.
those are very good, yes.
They're so good, but I'm like, woo, that's a special treat for me.
Yeah, I will oftentimes go to like the natural food section of a store and get the cereals from there because they're not sweet and they're very good. What's the next one? Is it sex? Because that'd be funny.
No, so that was it for the millennials. I'm just gonna like speed run through the next few. I've got 10 things Gen Z is killing off.
I love how they're trying to bully millennials when we all bullied each other into suicide.
Cursive, which again falls on the teachers. The teachers aren't teaching cursive. Early driving.
Jason knew about cursive.
Did he?
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? But he's also Gen Alpha.
I was wondering what the next gen was after Z.
Yeah, it's Gen Alpha, and they're fucking wild.
So apparently 40%, I'm sorry, this is from the UK, but the number of young adults aged 17 to 20 with driver's license has fallen by 40% since the 1990s. You know what, though? As a millennial, I didn't have anyone to teach me to drive. Birdman taught me to drive.
Also, there's more
like, my family just wasn't interested.
It's from the UK. They have trains. They have a better train system than
Right.
America does. And, like, honestly, if I had access to that train system, you best bet I'd be taking advantage of it.
Right.
It's fucking awesome.
The next thing Gen Z's ruin is printers and copiers. And I'm like, okay, I can go to Staples and print anything I need. I don't need to have one.
Also, like...
What do you think I'm printing?
At work, there's no need to have a printer or a copier or a fax machine, because guess what? My computer does it all, bitch.
Right.
I don't need a hard copy. Save that paper.
The next one is office life. When COVID happened, Gen Z got used to working from home, and now they don't want to. Like, I don't like to work from home, and my job's hard to do from home. But I have the opportunity, and I consistently turn it down.
I have the opportunity, and I take it because I'm a chronically ill bitch. It makes my life easier.
Different people are different, and like, different jobs are different. I think that like if I'm calling or scheduling or data entry or anything along those lines, but like I have like there's a lot of physical aspect to my job that I have to like hold things and paperwork, and like there's things involved that like I have to physically be there.
I will say with scheduling, it was a lot harder for me to work from home because I was taking so many calls and talking to so many people, where I was just like, I could be anywhere else in my house and not have to deal with people, so I'm just fuck it.
Gen Z's ruining Facebook.
That's fair. I don't have a Facebook because it's bullshit.
Well, I think that Facebook is ruining Facebook. The commercialization of the internet and the commercialization of Facebook, and just like how if you don't have enough friends, they just peddle you bullshit to look at.
I feel like Deborah, Linda, and Barbara from Boomerville, Arkansas are also ruining Facebook.
Gen Z is ruining mental health stigmas.
Isn't that a good thing?
Gen Z members are stressed and pressured in many ways, but they're aware of the importance of openness and about mental health.
Isn't that a good thing? Shouldn't we all be open about mental health? I feel like mental health shouldn't be stigmatized. So maybe thanks, Gen Z, for ruining that.
Real. Continue to ruin that, please.
Please.
Drinking alcohol. Gen Z is ruining drinking alcohol.
Also, feel free to ruin that, too. That's, like...
I think that's because so many millennials are like, but first, wine. It's wine time. I'm a wine mom. And so, like... They grew up watching millennials, their older siblings or whoever, drink from stress, and they're like, yeah, you made bad choices.
Yeah. Also, I feel like alcoholism is just everything. Like, if you're not drinking, you're not cool. And that's, like, as someone who only drinks on the podcast or sometimes at D&D, I understand that.
Dude, that makes me feel like I pressure you to drink.
No, especially today.
Yeah.
Sometimes
It's other things.
sometimes I just need an occasional white wine. But honestly, if I'm out doing stuff, I would much rather be aware of my surroundings and have
Oh, yeah.
something delicious that's not gonna inebriate me, like a mocktail.
Yes. I've gotten very into mocktails recently.
Yeah.
Like, we like normally with dinner we would have like a glass of wine or something like that depending on what we were having. So I was drinking like once a day. And then every once in a while I would have a cocktail. And so I was like, that's kind of a lot.
Yeah.
Like 8 or 9 beverages a week is kind of a lot. So I started drinking mocktails with dinner, and then I was down to like 2 a week because we'd have our cocktails a couple times a week. I felt a lot better about myself and just in general. See, I'm kind of to like, I drank at the concert. I'm drinking now. I'm not back to drinking every day because I thought about it and I was like, I mean, wine with dinner doesn't sound like a bad thing, but when you're like, oh, I have 8 drinks a week.
Yeah.
That's kind of a lot.
Yeah. I mean, I have maybe 1 or 2 drinks a month. But I feel like at like social situations, it's fine.
Yeah.
Or like every once in a while, it's fine. I feel like when you see when it feels like every day.
Yeah.
I feel like
or when you're like, I need a drink.
Yeah.
Consistently. Like every issue you come up against, you're like, I need a drink. You're like, I should probably stop drinking actually.
Yeah. But at the same time, if you look at media, it's so normalized.
Yes.
Even in my favorite like shows, it is so normalized. And like, here's the thing. Alcohol fucks you up, man.
Yes, it is. The reason you get drunk is because it's poison.
It's poison, but also, like, there are so many, like, boomers and people our age who have liver problems.
Yeah.
Because of alcohol, and it's, like, sure, alcohol is great, but also, so is living.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Depending on the day. Gen Z has ruined a 4-year degree.
That's because it's fucking expensive.
Student loans are so predatory. And also, going to college does not guarantee you a job anymore.
Look, I'm the sparkle problem now, bitch.
And there's like someone in your pants. That's probably why.
My eye was itchy.
But compared to millennials, Gen Z are looking at career-based programs and less traditional options, which is good. We need people going to trade schools because, like, if there's no plumbers and HVAC technicians, like, if there's not skilled tradespeople out there, we're all really fucked.
Yeah.
We don't need 80,000 more software engineers.
No.
We need people that can, like, build stuff and put things together.
Yeah. I remember I was talking to one of my friends a few years ago and thinking about going to college for something. And he was trying to get me to go to college for, like, prosthetics. And he was like, oh, yeah, it starts at, like, $50,000 a year. And I was like, I could go back to work at Boeing or Triumph and make that in very little time. Like, starting out at $50,000 a year is bullshit.
Yes, it is.
Because you could go work in a factory with a high school degree and make that in a few years.
Yeah.
It's not like...
I don't remember what job we were talking about, but we were talking about, there's a software company that I have a friend that works for, and they're like, we're looking for management. It's like $75,000 a year. And one of the girls, we were at D&D, and one of the girls at the table was like, we were like, are you okay? She's like, yeah, I went to college for 12 years. I have a doctorate. I don't make that much money. I could be making $75,000 with just management experience and no degree.
Yeah.
And I went to college for 12 years.
Yeah. It's ridiculous.
It really is.
And, like, I get it because going to school and learning new things is fun. But at the same time, going into debt.
Especially with the interest rates and stuff that people make mortgage payments every month to their student loans. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah. And, like...
And you can get a student loan at 18, but you can't get a business loan or a home loan or anything. Yeah. And it's so predatory.
Yeah. And, like, you could learn the skills to get that kind of, like, knowledge and intelligence. Like, they could teach you that in high school. They don't, but...
Yeah, they don't teach you, like, anything good in high school.
No. And, like... you could be as smart as someone with a doctorate or a medical degree because you have the knowledge to do that research.
Yeah.
You
Well,
don't need to go to school.
Your tongue
for it.
is all curly. I love you. Face your tongue. It's like jerky, baby. Put it back in your face. Thank you. The next one's attending prom with a date. 57% of high schooler would rather go to prom with their friends.
Well, yeah, it's more fun.
Yeah, for sure.
It's
I didn't even go to prom. I had 3 opportunities to go to prom and I never went.
I went to prom. It was dumb.
That's what literally everyone has told me that.
I mean, like, it was fun because you, like, danced with your friends and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But if you had a boyfriend or a date, most of the time it was just drama. I had more, except...
I just checked my part. The very last one is side parts. Gen Z is going to declare you old if you have a side part. And I was like, wow, how's my hair parted right now?
My hair is usually in a side part, but
Yeah.
that's because, like, unless it's in a braid like it is now, it looks real bad parted down the middle.
Right? We were middle parts for such a long time. And then, like, teens came and it was like, oh, part your hair on the side. And we were like, oh, so glamour. Oh, my God.
I can almost promise you that everybody that you see with a side part nowadays was emo. Which you're trying to be. So...
Okay, and I'm gonna, like, super burn through the, So, I did look up things Gen X has ruined, and it's basically just, like, Gen X failed. Gen X is a mess. Like, Gen X just kind of got off for free.
Yeah.
Like, all of the articles are just like, Gen X is sad, don't bully them.
Yeah. I mean, looking at my sister, like... Because she's Gen X. I'm a millennial.
Uh-huh.
We've had a lot of the same experiences, and we are vastly different people.
Right.
And I don't know. I just feel like we're Gen X in a different font.
Uh-huh.
But like more tired.
Yeah, like Craig is a Gen X, and we have a lot in common. I mean, I think he's like, no, he's not even, I don't think he's even cuspy.
I was gonna say no, because he's not cuspy. He's deep in Gen X.
He's Gen X for sure.
Yeah. But like,
But we have a lot in common. Like, we see very eye to eye on a lot of things.
yeah. And I was gonna say maybe a better work ethic, but I think that's a me thing.
No. I feel very boomer, but I say it all the time. I legitimately think that, like, people don't want to work. The people that I have hired to replace me, to, like, what if I've gotten promoted, the people that I have hired under me.
Oh, hi! Editing Stephanie here. I just wanted to interrupt the little rant that I'm going on to say that my opinion is shitty and wrong and my work ethic is broken. I push myself to my breaking point. I break and then I keep pushing myself. People shouldn't do that. It's not good for you. It's a bad habit to have. But because that is my habit, it's hard for me to see people in the same position as me, or like if I move up and hire someone to be the new me, to see those people like not care very much and not put in very much effort, things like that. It's hard for me because I put in so much effort. It's a me problem. I know that this opinion is outdated. It's bad. I'm sorry. Bye.
They're just like, I don't want to work. I can't. I'm just not in a good headspace for it today. And I'm like, valid, your mental health is important. Your health is important. But the number of people that I have seen just like cycle through the work machine blows my fucking mind.
I will say, for me, for me specifically, you're gonna get what you pay for with me.
That's fair.
You paying me $2 more than our state's minimum wage, you're gonna get that.
Yeah.
And like, there are some times where I'm burnt out and I don't want to work.
I have never not worked in that condition.
You're
Like,
not going to get good work from me, but I'll still work.
I have, like, cried at work and been like, I'm very overworked, and they're like, take a break, and I go collect myself, and then I keep fucking going.
Yeah.
Like, I have never just stopped working, with the exception of literally fainting on the job.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I mean, I know women that have worked through the rupturing of ovarian cysts.
Again, don't do this. Your health is important. Your mental health is important. Don't work through like physical limitations. This is coming from somebody that habitually overworks themselves, and I can't tell you why. Okay, moving on.
Yeah.
I did that while working a physical job, a factory job.
So, like, it's just, it's crazy to me. Whereas, like, people that, like, some of the people that I've hired, there's one girl in particular that I hired to be my replacement when I shifted positions. And she watched all of Buffy, all of Game of Thrones, all of The Walking Dead at work. And I was like, that's fine. You can watch TV at work as, like, background noise. That's fine. I get it. A lot of your job's very boring. It's very data entry. As long as you're doing what you need to do, I don't care if you're watching things in the background, because that's what I did. And then when she quit with no notice and I stepped back into that position to be like, okay, what can I do? She hadn't done literally anything.
Yeah.
She had been managing a spreadsheet for like 6 months. But I finished that spreadsheet that afternoon and it was fine.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is something that you do in your, like, your background time. None of the actual work was getting done. And so I'm like, what the fuck is with people?
Yeah.
Why aren't you actually, like, we're paying you to work. Work. I feel very boomer when I say that.
I feel like it depends, because, like, you're going to get different amounts of work out of me every
True.
day because of how I'm feeling. There are days where I will clock in for work, but you're not going to get a whole lot out of me because I have a migraine. Or you're not going to get a whole lot out of me because my IBS is acting up and I'm going to be in
That's
the bathroom
different,
for like
though.
90% of the day.
Like, there are a lot of people, I think, that just are like, I don't feel like working, so I'm not going to. And I'm like, fuck off. You're here. I'm paying you.
I'm not sure about that because I feel like people could feel that way about me. And it's not that I don't want to be there, because if I would 100% choose feeling good over having a migraine or like shitting my brains out. and like
Right.
Like,
no, I see where you're coming from.
a lot of people could say that about me, and it's not that, like, I would much rather feel good and be working than dying at my desk.
Right. No, totally. There are a lot of people that want to work. There's a lot of good work ethic out there, but I do feel very boomer saying it. Just, I feel like I have seen personally like 15 or 20 people just churn through the mill at employment, like at different offices, that just like show up, sit behind their desk and expect a paycheck.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no. That's not, no.
Yeah. I feel like I'm someone where, like, on a no makeup day, you can tell when I'm not feeling good. Like, there are days where Kyle will look at me and be like, you need to take the rest of the day off. And a lot of it is, like, in my lips. A lot of the time, they will have no color if I'm not feeling good. And so, like, I feel like you can tell when someone's not feeling good, but there's also days where I'm great at masking. And so you'd be able to look at me and be like, she's just dazing off. And it's like, no, I'm fighting for my life over here.
The last thing I have is baby boomers blame millennials for everything, but here's 11 things they destroyed. I don't think I'm even going to read the text in it. I'm just going to be like, boom, 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 boom.
Sitcoms, probably.
The first one made me laugh a lot. 1, the economy. 2, they made cuts to education that would benefit younger generations in their adult years. 3, the shift away from entry-level jobs to unpaid internships. 4, choosing colorblindness over dealing with racism directly has contributed to ignoring discrimination. So, like, I'm colorblind. I don't see color. Everyone's the same. I'm like, nope, that's not actually addressing racism. That's actually part of the problem.
Wait, is this thing's boomers ruined? Or boomers are saying we...
Boomers ruined.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
The reaction... Okay, so I'll read some of the text, because that sentence is a little confusing. We regurgitate lines about all men being created equal and ignore the rest of Martin Luther King's speech addressing white supremacy. The problem with the colorblind way of thinking, among other things, is the choice to dwarf gripes people of color have with their ill treatment. I hate the word gripes.
Yeah.
A reaction like All Lives Matter in response to Black Lives Matter shows ignorance when these issues are being spoken about publicly. 1,000%. Saying that, like, well, all lives matter. I'm like, yes, but people of color have harder lives. And their lives are minimized in response to, like, white lives.
If we look...
That's the point.
If we're looking at, like, okay, classism, all right? I'm gonna get on my...
Actually, these are really wordy titles, so I'm gonna really simplify them. Continue.
I'm gonna be on my... I'm a white lady, and I'm gonna be on my white lady classist bullshit. I don't really feel this way, but if we're looking at, like...
My name's Karen.
Yeah. A white person living in a trailer park versus a colored person living in a trailer park. Something happens, a disagreement, whatever. Police comes knocking at your door. White family, not gonna get shot up. Black family, absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's like...
and that's just like getting pulled over in your car. You'll reach to your glove box to grab your insurance. If you're white, you're fine. If you're not, you might get shot.
Yeah. And...
It's fucking crazy.
It is. And like, I think I've talked about this on the podcast before, but one of my exes gets a little brown in the summer. Cops pulled weapons on him when he was walking back home from the gym because he was a little too brown. And then they realized that he was a white guy, and they were like, "Oh, I'm sorry, it's been on a rough night.
Sorry, bad day."
Yeah, and it's like, no, fuck you.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy. So I'm going to start from the top, and I'm just going to read a little bit more concise.
Okay.
So 1, the economy. 2, cutting education. 3, moving from entry-level work into unpaid internships. I'm not going to rephrase that one because that's the best way to put it. Color blindness over dealing with racism. The housing market. Minimum wage. Like, essentially not increasing minimum wage. Taking the bulk of Social Security.
Yeah.
Like, by the time we retire, there might not be anything left.
Also, that GIF, I want to eat that piece of cake.
College.
Yeah.
Food regulations. And just safety in general. Like, the fact that we're now realizing that red food coloring is bad for us when it's been in, like, everything our whole lives is bonkers. The climate and their own generation's reputation. But
yeah.
Just...
I will say, like, my mom is a boomer in the worst way, but my dad, like, if I sit down and take the time to talk to him, he knows I get heated. He knows that I will get, like, heated and loud. But if he's understanding and he, like, gets what I'm saying and will actually listen to me, he'll be like, I understand and I'm starting to agree with you. You're just getting too passionate.
Take a step back. That's all I have on that. The millennials have ruined napkins, shitty restaurants, and mayonnaise, whereas boomers ruined everything.
Yeah. The important things.
Gen Z has ruined stigmas. Keep doing that.
Keep doing that. Also, don't bully millennials because we used to bully each other so bad we would kill ourselves.
Well, and like, we agree with you. We look at you and we're like, yes! And I feel like millennials walked so Gen Z could run.
Yeah.
And that feels really, like, to say. But also, we were like, hey, things aren't right here. And then Gen Z came up and was like, "This is some bullshit."
Yeah. I feel like millennials are like, this is bad and I want to change it, but quietly. And Gen Z's like, fuck you being quiet.
Fuck
I'm
you,
loud.
quiet. Yeah. It needs to change.
Yeah, and we're like,
thank you.
Yeah.
We were raised by parents that were like,
shut the fuck
you
up.
better shut up or I'll smack you in your head. And
that is like the...
And now Gen Z has parents that are like, your feelings are valid.
Yeah.
And I understand you. And so they're like, hey,
and
bullshit. And we're like, you're right. It is bullshit.
Yeah.
Say it louder for the millennials in the back.
And like there's also Gen Alpha, which like was what Jason is.
Uh-huh.
And he's like Gen Z on crack.
Oh my God.
And it's like, it's so good to be able to see a kid be able to be a kid, but also have an opinion that's not necessarily wrong and throw it in my face. And I'm just like,
ow.
I was not like this as a kid. What the fuck?
Yeah. There was no, people were like, oh, spanking is abuse. And I was like, I was spanked a lot. It didn't work. Whatever they spanked me for, I was like, I will do it again. But like validation, like positive reinforcement is an amazing thing.
Yeah.
And I got zero positive reinforcement. I got, you better get good fucking grades or you're not going to amount to anything. You better be pretty or you're not going to amount to anything.
Yeah.
You better be thinner. You're not going to amount to anything. And so I am severely fucked up.
Yeah.
But like the generation after me was like, how can we support you? How can we help you get better grades? How can we help you like feel good about yourself?
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn. Especially if you are a millennial child and you have a Gen Z sibling.
I have a Gen Alpha sibling.
That's it's real fucked up to watch though. It's fucked up to watch your parents make the same mistakes and also treat that child so much better. Mm-hmm. Like, how can we support you? How can we help you? Let's get you a tutor. Let's like support you. And you're like, damn, I didn't get any of that. I was just told that if I didn't get good grades, I'd get like smacked upside the head.
Yeah.
Or like, I'll treat you like the redheaded stepchild or whatever. Like there was threats of violence. And then like,
no, I am the redheaded stepchild.
well, I mean,
sorry.
I was the blonde stepchild, but yeah. So and I remember being like, I don't even have red hair. And his response was, not yet. Like,
Yeah.
implied violence. But, so like on the one hand, my sister got like so much more than I did. But then on the other hand, my mom was like, the way that you eat and blah, blah, blah. And you're so much bigger than your classmates. And like, you're, like a lot of body shaming. And I went to my mom and was like, I developed an eating disorder because of the way that you talked to me. You can't talk to her like that. She's exhibiting those same signs of like, I'm worried for her. You can't talk to her that way. And my mom was like, I'm the worst mom in the world. And I was like, you just can't body shame that 11-year-old.
Yeah.
It's gonna fuck her up.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Yeah. Yeah. Jason's been having some body image issues because he got a little tum-tum. And like...
He's just getting ready for puberty as much as I hate to say it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, no, and he's like, I hate my tummy. And I was like, oh, honey, your body is beautiful. And he was like, no, kids make fun of me because I have a tummy. And I'm like, baby, your body is beautiful. You're so handsome.
That hurts my heart.
It hurt my heart, too. I was like, you're so handsome and you're so cute. And he was like, no, this girl called me ugly today. And he was like, I hate my cheeks. And I was like, your cheeks are my favorite thing in the world because you got a little dimple. And I was like, baby, you're just a kid. You're just a small little baby. You're so cute and you're so sweet. And yeah, you may have a tummy now, but it's a good tummy. It's not a bad tummy.
Yeah.
I was like, you're gonna grow up and you're either gonna have a tummy or not. You're gonna be cute and handsome regardless. And I was like, those people who are saying mean things to you, they're the ugly ones. Like,
their heart is ugly.
Yeah.
And you can't change that.
I was like, you're so cute. You are so sweet. Do we eat a lot of junk food more than we should? Yes, sometimes. But, like, you're just a kid. You're just growing.
Oh, that hurts my heart.
And, like, his hobbies are playing video games.
Yeah.
We go for like, I want to be more physical and active, and sometimes we are, but there are other times where it's like,
I mean, right now it's cold.
yeah, and like, video games stimulate his mind.
Yeah.
It's not like I let him play violent video games.
Right.
So, but yeah, no. He started saying that. I was like, no, you're too young. You're too small for this. No.
On that note, love yourself, love each other, except for boomers, who fucked it all up for us.
Also, if you had a mom that didn't love you, I'm a mom and I love you.
Aww.
I may not be your mom, but
I thought
I'm
you were
a
gonna
mom.
say, me too.
Well, yeah, me too. But like, I feel like it's more healing to be like, I'm a mom and I love you.
I got mom love in my heart for you.
Yeah.
And I'm not a mom, but I have mom love in my heart for you. In like in a very real way of like, when it's like, oh, this is kind of stupid to say, it feels dumb, but like, this video got this many views and you have this many subscribers. I'm like, I hope that, and it feels very mom in my heart, but I'm like, I hope that someone got something. I hope we made someone laugh. I hope we made someone feel good. I hope our audio wasn't shitty. I hope that someone got something positive out of what we are putting into the world. And I think I kind of alluded to this on Patreon, but I was like, I didn't have a safe space as a kid. I was like my own self-comfort. I didn't have a lot of friends. My family was like, you're kind of fucking weird. Like, both sides of my family was like, you're a little weirdo. And
then you found me and I'm like, you're a little weirdo. I like it. And now you're stuck with me. You gave me a crumb of affection. Now I'm not going anywhere.
Oh, sorry, Bunkin.
And you're gonna hate it. And that's fine because I love you.
But like, I want all the kids that were like, or all the people or whatever that were like, that felt like little weirdos that didn't know how to start conversations or were the new kid at school all the time. I see you and you're in my heart, and me too, friend. Me too.
We love you. Your feelings are valid.
Yeah, and you're welcome here in our pea pod anytime.
Hell
Welcome,
yeah.
podling.
Even if like you're not a happy pea, you can be a grumpy pea and be an RP pod.
You can be a snap pea.
I'm a grumpy pea sometimes.
I'm gonna change one of the animations in the intro to be like,
I like that. You could add a little finger and it can be Craig's little.
Okay, I was gonna make us like hugging the thumbnail, but I think the Craig face needs to be the thumbnail.
I love that.
And on that note, we will see you guys next time.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.